At Maba, I'm showing a documentary called Wild Relatives, which is a film that's shot between Longyearbyen on Svalbard, which is an archipelago in the Arctic Ocean under Norwegian custody, and the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon. It's a series of encounters between these two places that seemingly have nothing to do with one another, but that are connected through a transaction of seeds that's going between Svalbard and Lebanon. So, ICARDA is one of 15 institutions around the world that are part of the CGIAR, the Consultative Group of International Agricultural Research. And the purpose of these institutions was to encourage a capitalist development of agriculture in the Third World through the distribution of high-yielding seeds, so modern seed varieties. So yeah, they keep a seed bank in order to have a genetic pool available for their breeding experiments. So the gene bank on the one hand has a purpose of preserving biodiversity, but it's also just raw material for creating new products which will be distributed in the market. ICARDA's seeds are collected from small farmers and from the wild all over the dry areas, which is a vast area. The global seed vault it's a vault. It's not an active seed bank like ICARDA's. It's a vault for many, many seed banks around the world which send backup copies of their own collections to the global seed vault. In case of a local catastrophe, there's a backup collection. And it's ironic that the same mountain where coal was being extracted, coal being one of the main reasons of the Industrial Revolution and the climate change as we know it today, has now become the same location where we preserve the world's seeds, the world's heritage of crop seeds from climate change. Of course, the starting point of the film is very large questions about ecological change and the impact of industrial agriculture on farming communities, especially in Syria and Lebanon. I try to find kind of details of daily life that reflect these broader political issues, and I weave together the stories of these different characters. So in ICARDA we have the scientists, we have the directors, we have also the women who are working in the field. Walid is a Syrian refugee who's been living in the Bekaa for 7 years with his family. And he's very passionate about agriculture, and he's, in a way, the embodiment of the alternative to industrial agriculture. He keeps a collection of traditional seeds in a small clay house, and the seeds are exchanged with friends and anybody who wants to farm organically. So it's a very different concept of preserving seeds than the Global Seed Vault or ICARDA's. It's a much more small-scale and grassroots movement to maintain traditional forms of farming and also traditional varieties of seeds that are under threat of extinction because of the dissemination of modern varieties.
Men du forsker.
Ja.
Jeg prest. Altså, vi prester blir av og til anklaget for å være dommedagsprofeter. Ikke sant? Og kirke har av og til vært dommedagsprofeter og pekefingeren og peker på slutten. Men hvordan ser du? Ser du noen?
So this scene for me is also thinking about what is this notion of doomsday and where is it coming from, and to show that the priest and the scientist are both thinking about this notion of doomsday. So science and religion are not necessarily separated as modernity wished to see it. The film is about cycles of life. So there's the cycles of the seasons, the cycle of the seed that has to die in order to reborn again underground, and movement of human beings also, and their survival. So it's also a film about survival in a sense.